Welcome to Open Oven. My name is Mike Smith. Today we're going to make beef stir fry and some fried rice, and then we're going to do a pretty quick recipe so that we can keep it simple. Something that anyone can make. If I can make it, you can make it. Let's put it that way. Again, I'm not a chef. I'm just a guy who likes to eat. You want to have this pan hot. We're going to put that. I already have, as you can see, beef is already stripped, which makes it a little bit easier, saves a little bit of time. When we put that in there, we want it hot. Okay, I put olive oil in there, and if I need to add a little more, which it looks like I do because I don't want to burn the place down. And it is a stir fry, but what we're going to do is we're going to do the meat first. I'm going to turn it down. On that topic, one of the common things, whether it's barbecuing, frying, anything you're doing on a pan, that I learned over the years, whether it's from my mom or from trial and error, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they try to cook everything on high or medium high. Take your time. Again, we're trying to make some meals that are pretty easy, easy for you to make, easy for you to prepare, that you can make in a reasonable amount of time. So we're just gonna fry up this beef. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Again, salt and pepper to taste, so if you like lots of pepper, put lots of pepper on. This is going to be a beef and vegetable stir fry. And then we're going to do this and fried rice. And we're going to do it all with one burner. But again, you need to get some of that meat. You don't need to cook it till it's crispy, but you want to get it brown. You brown both sides, brown the whole piece. Whoop, little guy got away on me. There's probably a joke there somewhere, but we'll leave that alone. All right, we're browning our beef. And then as soon as both sides are browned, we're gonna take that off there. And then we're gonna start looking at what we wanna put in our stir fry. Again, I call it easy stir fry because it's pretty easy. Again, most of the recipes that we do, that I do here, are relatively simple recipes. You know, they're not made for chefs. They're made for people who are learning how to cook, like to try new things if you haven't ever made, you know, beef stir fry before, and try to keep it simple. So once that's browned, we're gonna actually take that off. And we're gonna finish it, and I don't wanna overcook. Okay, if you're that person who likes your beef well done, that's great, but in a stir fry you want to make sure, because we're going to put that back into the heat, you want to make sure that you're not overcooking it. All right, we're going to use the same pot. It's just got some beef juice in there. We're going to put another bit of olive oil, using extra virgin olive oil. This happens to be Compliments brand, but any brand will work. I do like olive oil. Obviously, all of the health benefits of using vegetable type oils. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to add our vegetables. We're going to use peppers and we're going to use bean sprouts. Bean sprouts are really cool, but we're going to put those on last, actually at the very end, because they just need to heat up. If you cook them too much, you're going to get either crispy or soggy, one of the two. But we're going to use peppers and onions. And for this, we're going to cut up our pepper, and you're going to thin strip both the peppers and the onions into strips. I'm just going to put that to the side. It's pretty much hot enough now. So strips. And we're going to deep fry these. Sorry, deep fries. We're going to stir fry these. Get them in there and get them cooking. And remember, onions and peppers. And then we can add some mushrooms. We're going to add a little bit of mushrooms. You can add mushrooms if you like. If you don't like mushrooms, don't add mushrooms. But the nice colorful peppers are pretty much an automatic. We're going to use an onion, and in this case, I'm not going to use this whole onion, but we're going to use a red onion, a little bit more flavor than just a regular onion. Cut kind of the rough areas out. And then again, small strips. Put that in there, and add. The other nice thing about the red onion or purple onion is that it's nice and colorful. So we're going to stir fry that and let that cook a little bit. This is a recipe that I started making in college. If you've watched the show before, I'm not a huge vegetable fan, so if it's got meat and vegetables, usually I'll be good with it. So it's something that's really easy to make. I liked it. My friends liked it, so it was something I started making when, in my 20s. And obviously just lots of different variations. I'm going to add some mushroom in there. Mushrooms are a little softer, so we're going to let those cook. Obviously, if you keep stirring them, it is a stir fry. You're going to not have them. You can see the bottom of the pan gets pretty black, so if you're not stirring it pretty regularly, it's going to stick. And we're back just in time. We're going to throw those mushrooms in there. Again, use as little or as much mushrooms as you want to use. It's nice and colorful. That temperature back up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of soy sauce in there. You have to be very careful about soy sauce because soy sauce for sure will burn. So you put a tiny bit in here and you're going to mix it in. You can hear almost the sizzle start to sizzle immediately. I'm going to put a little bit in there. Just gives us some flavoring. Mix that up. And just let that cook for a second. It's getting to the point where it's starting to look like what we want it to look like. And again, you can add whatever you like to add at this point. We're going to save the bean sprouts to the very end. I'm going to let that cook a couple more minutes. Then we're going to take the beef. We're going to throw that back in. We're going to put it all together. And then once we get to about the last minute or so, we'll throw the bean sprouts in. You can flavor this, again, if you're a spicy food eater, you want to put some chilies in it, you can do that. If you want to, at the end, if you want to add some hot sauce, when we put the beef back in, you can do that. Really anything you want to do with it. This is kind of just, your traditional, what I call traditional stir fry. Looks great. I'm just going to check to see kind of what those peppers, where they're at. Because you want them cooked, but you don't want them soggy. Just want a little bit of crispness to it. Almost there. Almost there. Really sweet. Again, I prefer the sweeter peppers, the orange and the yellows, than the green. But if you're a green pepper person, you can make this with green peppers. I like the little bit of sweetness that you get out of the orange and red, yellow peppers. All right, we are going to do fried rice as well. Again, we're trying to do this, an entire meal in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something that you can make relatively easy, relatively quick. So we're going to do the stir fry, and then I'm going to show you a really, really quick fried rice recipe. So I'm going to take the ground beef, which again is not completely cooked yet. It's browned and ready to go. Juice and everything. We're going to throw that in there. Again, make sure your temperature's still nice and high. And then we're going to mix that up. I'm going to add a little bit more soy sauce, just a bit. I'm going to save some still for the rice. And again, this is where you would put, if you wanted hot sauce and you wanted to add a little heat to it, you could take one of your favorite hot sauces. If you wanted to put some chilies in, you could do that. If you love jalapenos, you could put that in if you wanted to. I'm not a big spicy food eater, but I know lots of people are. So, but we'll take a look at that. It looks nice, nice and colorful. And again, because we're doing this on one burner, I'm going to finish up the steak stir fry, and then we will do the rice. So we're almost at the end. Keep it nice and hot, and I'm going to put some bean sprouts in there. And again, bean sprouts, you're really just heating them. You're using the juice of the meat and just heating this all up together, and it makes a really nice stir fry. Like most of the meals I make, you can adjust it however you like. If you love peppers, put more peppers in. And then just keep turning it. It's starting to look like what it's supposed to look like. We are almost finished. It's about a minute or so. So when you're done, you'll have a steak stir fry, and in this case, we're going to do a really quick fried rice. I'm sure it goes well with some type of wine if you're a wine drinker, but makes for a really nice supper that you can make relatively quickly. Great family meal. Obviously, I'm making enough for a couple of people, maybe 3, depending on how big of an eater you are. That's almost ready to eat. That's kind of what you're looking like. That's our steak stir fry. It's not a lot different than what you might find at a Mexican restaurant or a steak restaurant. We'll be right back, and we're going to check out the fried rice. Welcome back. Stir fry is finished. We're going to put that aside, like I said, because we're going to actually do a fried rice, a really quick fried rice. I'm going to put that back on the heat. It's starting to look like it's what it's supposed to look like. I'm just going to set that aside for a bit. We're going to bring that back in a second. You like my cutting knife? My bread knife works for everything. Get rid of a little bit of garbage. I've got that frying pan on pretty high still. Oh, I did. There we go. We've got to put oil in again because, of course, we're going to cook rice and we don't want it sticking. We're going to turn that temperature down in a second, but we still want it nice and hot. to save us a little bit of time, I'm using minute rice, just simple instant rice. I did the rice ahead of time. If you want to be even faster than that, the package rices, the rice that you can make in the package, or that you buy in the packages that you stick in the microwave, they work great. Basmati rice, whatever type of rice, those are making it really handy if you're pushed for time. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to fry an egg in here, real quick, because we're going to use a little bit of egg. If you've been to certain restaurants, Chinese food restaurants that use egg in their rice, I like it. We're not going to do anything too fancy. We're just going to fry it quickly and then use some of that egg white in our rice. We're going to use some, I call it fake chicken, vegetable chicken. We're going to cut up a little bit of that. We're going to use some shrimp, and then we'll throw in some green onion, maybe throw a little bean sprouts in there, and we've got really simple fried rice. The egg, nothing fancy. I just want it cooked. And we're only going to use a little bit of whites. Well cooked. Nobody wants raw egg in their rice. And I'm only going to use a little bit of the whites. Just separate that a little bit. Take just a tiny bit of that. We're going to throw the little bit, it seems a little wasteful, but we're going to throw the rest out. I'm not going to use the egg yolk. I'm going to put that back on there. I'm going to give it a real quick clean. And you don't have to clean all of that darkness out of there. If you want to start with, if that grosses you out and you want to start with a clean pan, you can. But again, all we're going to do is fry rice. So let's get it nice and hot. Again, a little bit more oil. Being olive oil, you're not really adding a whole lot of saturated fat or things like that into it. And you're not going to be leaving this in there for very long. So we'll do a little bit of green onion. We're going to throw that in there. Some shrimp in there. And again, what I've kind of making is probably enough for 1 or 2 people. Obviously, if you're going to have more people, then you want to put some more in. Again, simple fried rice. Get it hot, which it is. Some of the veggie chicken in there. And let's put that rice in there and get it hot. You got to keep it moving, much like the stir fry. You don't want it sticking to the bottom. Let's take a little bit of pepper, put a little color in there. And then, remember the rice is already cooked, so we don't have to go too far. I'm going to add soy sauce, but again, for those of you who use soy sauce or like soy sauce, you can't put it in too quickly, or else it will really stick to the bottom. Let's give that rice a chance to fry a little bit. And again, we're doing all of this on 1 burner. If you have a couple burners, you can even do it quicker, but you want to give a chance for that shrimp to heat up. It's cooked shrimp, so we're not having to worry about that we're going to be eating raw shrimp. And then when we add the soy sauce, then it's going to darken up kind of what you're used to seeing when you go out and order rice. There we go. All right. And voila, there we go. There's our fried rice. I'm going to take some of that stir fry, get it on a plate for you. Add some rice. And there you go. Hope you enjoy.